Yeah. I love my HBCU. And boy, I love it, love it. I love it, love it. I love my HBCU. And man, I hope my team they won one. Yeah. I hope my team they won one. Yeah. Man, I hope my team they won one. I hope my team they won one. Yeah. I tune into the HBCU Sports Lab to see if my team won or lost. If they lost, I'm quiet as a mouse. But if they won, keep tab. I'ma do the dab, yeah. Dr. Cavil, he know what he be talking about. Mike and Charles, they know what they be talking about. They compress the analytic data with the hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they won or lost, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
This is Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, episode 828. This is the Indy Report. I hope you guys are having an outstanding Wednesday. Brandon King should be here soon. I know the brothers from the HU Pirate Ship are both on assignment. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road, so to speak. Welcome to episode 828 of Inside the HBCU Sports Lab radio show and podcast, the show that's covering the sporting HBCU diaspora, all things HBCU sports, for institutions large and small, from the NAIA to the NCAA. We share insights and information on the HBCU sports culture and HBCU athletic aesthetics to facilitate the story of HBCU athletic programs and the business of HBCU sports. I'm your host, David L. Rhodes, along with my co-hosts, Brandon King, Jeffrey Johnson, and Tariq Wilson, who are all on assignment. We are filming from our home studios and sending a signal live to our KCOH, COH 1230 AM studios with the Texas Radio Hall of Famer Ralph Cooper in the beautiful home of Texas Southern University from Houston, Texas. I have a confession, and you'll get a kick out of this. Me and solo shows don't always get along. Today's my first podcast of the week. This is my first podcast of the week, crazy enough, because yesterday I went to the World Cup. I went to go see Norway and Iraq, and fortunately I got to see a lot of goals. So that was fun. Very expensive, more expensive than I don't think I would like, but compared to what other people are paying, I think I did okay. So I hope you guys are watching the World Cup through all this. What's going on, Edwin? I don't have too much this week. Track and field season ended since the last time we were here, and we have some pretty good performers. Shout out to the SWAC. They did their thing. They had representation from Southern, Florida A&M, Alabama A&M. So shout out to them, because Southern got on the women's side. Southern got some points, so shout out to Sheena Alsay for finishing 8th in the women's 100 meter hurdle. So she was first team All-American. So she got points for the team. So shout out to them. Leonard Mastari was in the same 110 meter hurdle, one of the same 110 meter hurdles with A&T. He ended up finished 20th nationally. He made it to Eugene as well. So shout out to him. Shout out to Alabama A&M's Justin Walker for competing in the men's long jump and placing 22nd with a mark of 6.69 meters. Shout out to Alabama State freshman Davian Brevell for the triple jump. She finished first in flight 1, so she did well. And I will say this. Howard had a pretty strong showing as well. So shout out to Howard. They actually got a decent chunk of points on the board as well on the ladies' side. The sprinter Yamari Lyons and sophomore hurler Sinya Billups. They both were all Americans. Billups placed 6th in the 400 meter hurdles. Lyons placed 5th in the 200 meter dash. So both of those individuals ended up became first team All-American honors. So shout out to Howard. Howard did their thing to represent the MEAC. But when you start talking about HBCU track teams, look no other than North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, who ended up placing 12th nationally. with the amount of points that they got out in Eugene. Everybody received All-American honors with the exception, first team All-American honors with the exception of Xavier Partee in the triple jump on the men's side. Let me pull up the article real fast. I wanted to give a quick shout out to them because I think it was important. But shout out to, because I don't want to miss anybody, shout out to Junior Xavier Taylor, and who placed third in the 400-meter hurdles. Shout out to his twin, Xavier Taylor, who was in 7th place. Both of them got first team All-American honors. Jason Holmes broke the CAA and program record again in the 110-meter hurdles. This was the second time he broke this record in 3 days. He ended up placing 4th in the country at 13.16 seconds. And both the 4x100 meter relay and the 4x400 meter relay both received first team All-American honors as well. So for the 4x100 relay, we have Jason Holmes, LaSalle Hewitt, Jalen Booth Mitchell, and Naki Benjamin, who placed 4th in the 4x100 relay, which was a fascinating race to say the least. In the 4x400, the Taylor twins, Elijah Thomas and Diamond Walker, finished 6th, which also broke the CAA record in that event. But like I said before, Xavier Partee placed 17th in the triple jump. And on the ladies' side, Spirit Morgan made second team All-American recognition for the second year in a row, 13th place finish with the high jump. And Olivia Dodd plays 18th place with a leap of 12.8 meters. So shout out to A&T showing up and showing out. Tremendous rebuild by Coach Allen Johnson. For those who don't recall, Coach Allen Johnson had the daunting task of rebuilding the A&T track program after Dwayne Ross moved on to Tennessee, who Tennessee ended up placing 3rd place on the men's side. So shout out to Dwayne Ross and what he's doing over there over in Rocky Top. But after he left to go to Tennessee, the track team was pretty much, everybody hit the portal. The track team was pretty much decimated for the most part. So Allen Johnson had to rebuild this whole team from the bottom up. And so it's great to see them being back in national prominence. They ended up tying with Alabama for 12th with 21 points, which was impressive to say the least. I'm pretty sure next season there's going to be an expectation to be closer into that national championship talk, and I'm pretty sure that team is up for the task in indoor and outdoor. Overall, outstanding season for the Aggies, an outstanding season for everybody. It's good to see more of us competing for national titles across the board. I think, that's always the end goal anyways, to bring home national championships, so it's great. Shout out to, I agree, Edwin. There was I went to Norway and Iraq yesterday in Gillette, which is Foxborough where the Patriots play, and there were 63,000 people at that game. I went to an NFL game last season and it wasn't that crowded. Norway traveled, and so did Iraq, and it was great seeing how the crowds react to certain things. But Norway pretty much dominated the game for the most part. The final score was 4-1. So it was a really good event with regards to that. I didn't pay as much as what I saw the prices going. I think I ended up paying $300 per ticket. But everything is a gouge fest when it comes to the World Cup. Parking was $150. Food wasn't cheap. Merchandise wasn't cheap. It was just not. It was but the atmosphere was great. I will say that. I had fun going. I brought my son, so me and my son had a blast going, so it was cool. Shout out to A&T Roy. I'm going to take our first break. When we come back, I'm trying to hold off. I'm trying to be transparent with you guys. I'm trying to hold off until Mr. King gets here, but I don't know if he's going to make it, so this might be a shorter show. But I do want to bring up a fascinating discussion that happened today, and something that another podcast utilized, talking about the top 5 HBCU coaches and I'll just give my thoughts on how HBCU football coaches, to be clear. And I wanted to give my thoughts on how I feel about that and where I have the top 5 at. So we're going to take our first break, and we'll be right back after this first break.
When it comes to professional learning, teachers deserve better. From the leader in online learning, Stride brings you the Stride Professional Development Center, an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that gives teachers choice and flexibility, allowing them to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. It's time you take charge of your learning. Visit us today to get started.
Planning an event? From weddings to corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC brings over 15 years of experience to make your vision a reality. Based in Metro Atlanta and serving statewide, even internationally, we provide versatile event planning and authentic catering cuisines tailored to your needs. Whether it's pre-game meals for student athletes, fundraisers, weddings, corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC is your one-stop solution for exceptional service and unforgettable food. Our diverse culinary heritage means we cater to all cultural tastes, dietary needs, and food restrictions, making every meal uniquely yours. Let's make your next event unforgettable. Visit us on all social media at CMJ Events LLC or email us at cmjeventsllc@gmail.com. Also give us a call at 404-664-3882 so that we can start planning now. From cancer care to accidental injuries to cardiac care, we all know that there are times that you can't control what happens in your life. But with Globe Life Family Heritage, you can be prepared to weather the storm when it comes. Call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com. With over 25 years of serving communities, Dr. Beverly Eagles Rogers is here to help you and your family through difficult times. Dr. Beverly takes pride in Globe Life being one of the few companies that returns 100% of premiums to clients that stay healthy. So for more information, call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
Test the analytic data with the hip hop. If you know them like I know them, they gon' tell you if your team, if they wanna lose, and who the ball. So listen to Professor, yes sir, and pay attention, cause he gon' teach a lesson.
Welcome back to Dr. Cavil's Inside the HBCU Sports Lab, episode 828. This is the Indy Report. So there was a fascinating debate that was going on, and I think shout out to Rocky. Rocky rated his top 5 HBCU football coaches, and he had TC Taylor at number 1, and I thought I could understand why. I can understand his reasoning. I think one thing is that the guy that I have number 1, TC Taylor, has already defeated. But one thing I'm going to say is that when you haven't lost a conference game in 4 years, I think I'm going to put that person number 1. And that's Chennis Berry. I think, we can talk about circumstances of everybody, about what they inherited and things of that sort. But I think what Chennis was able to do once he got the job at South Carolina State has been nothing more than impressive the entire way. And the wild part is Chennis is probably going to end up being, he got South Carolina State's got a legitimate shot to go undefeated this season. So it wouldn't shock me if they ran sack through the MEAC again. This is a rarity right here, but this is what happens when you're part of the same frat, right? This is a rarity that an A&T alum is giving props to somebody associated with South Carolina State, but they're both Qs. So we'll see how it goes. But shout out to Chinnis. I think Chinnis is numero uno. Like I think I understand I understand TC Taylor being defeating Chinnis, but that was his first season as Division I coach when he beat Chinnis. And I'm not trying to dilute it. It's just I think not losing a conference game in multiple years in 4 years, when you include what he did down in Benedict, is impressive. It's kind of hard not to put him number one. But I will say number two, I wrestle with a little bit more. I want to give it to Trey, as much as I don't like those guys down in Durham, but I kind of have to give it to Trey to be number two. But Tremaine has an argument as well. And part of the reason why I would have to probably give it to Trey is because of his consistency. But he hasn't been to that bowl game in 3 years. He hasn't won the MEAC in 3 years. So the last time they've been to the Celebration Bowl was 2022. So, but I will give him credit for having the ability to win out of conference games, having the ability to win, to always be in the race. And he did win. He did win that Celebration Bowl. So I guess I have to give him that credit. It's an unfortunate set of circumstances. I have T-Jack at number 3. I know folks think I'm crazy about that, but I think for me, he's another one that hasn't really lost. He hasn't lost a conference in like 3 years. When you count his work that he did in Division II, went to a national championship in Division II before he got the job. Hey, look, man, that's why it's close. That's why it's close. But if you want to keep it a bean, everybody that would be in the 5 has a flaw, right? Like, if you want to go like that, well, TC Taylor, he only been to the Celebration Bowl once out of 3 tries. He hasn't even gotten, so he's only won this SWAC 1 out of 3 tries, but he's still a top 5 coach in the conference, in my opinion. I mean, in HBCU, in my opinion. If we're gonna go like that, I mean, and you got me in a bad state of affairs for me defending him. I wouldn't like. I think it's close between him and T-Jack. I do, but T-Jack doesn't have a Celebration Bowl yet. Yeah, doesn't have a Celebration Bowl yet. Maybe that'll change this season. Who knows? I think this might be Alabama State's year, man. We'll see. But he hasn't done it yet. So we'll see. So I mean, we put, truth be told, A&T Roy, I mean, for you, from the bias standpoint, you really ain't got too much to worry about. He's a Q as well. You covered. The whole gauntlet is covered for you. But now I wouldn't be mad with T-Jack at 2. Yeah, you're convincing me. I think I need to put him at 2. Trey's 3 though. So we'll swap them. Trey's, like, I could be convinced. I think I'm convinced. T-Jack's 2, Trey's 3. Then TC's 4. And then Eddie Robinson's 5. Like, you got to give Eddie Robinson credit. Like, he's probably, like, he hasn't gone to the Celebration Bowl yet, but he's been relatively consistent as well. And, somebody posted the picture of the SWAC coaches back in, I think, 2021. And I believe he's the only coach, Eddie Robinson's the only coach that's still left from that picture. Yeah, TC's 4. Some people would put Deshaun Jackson up there, but I kind of need to see a little bit more out of him. We'll see what he does this year. Everybody else, I don't think is up for debate. I mean, when you talk about the MEAC, Michael Vick ain't up for the debate. Damon Wilson's not up for the debate. I don't think he is. Look and Mr. King has made it into the room. As soon as I get him in here. Mr. King, how you doing, sir?
How's it going? Let me get my audio.
I'm doing good.
There we go.
I'm doing good. We were talking about the top 5 HBCU football coaches. I can't hear you though. I heard you initially, but I ain't hear you now. I can't hear you.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. Now you're cooking.
Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go.
All right. Damon Wilson ain't winning the MEAC, guys. I regret to inform you. Damon Wilson is not winning the MEAC. So we were talking about the top 5 HBCU football coaches currently.
Okay.
All right. I have Chin as number 1.
Yeah.
I got convinced to put T-Jack number 2.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
I got Trey. I got Trey at number 3. It's hard for me to do, but I have to put Trey at number 3. It's hard for me to do. Number 4, I gotta put number 4. I'll put TC. I'm not putting T. I can't put TC ahead of Trey. Sorry, I can't put TC ahead of Trey. You can debate it, maybe, but it's hard for me to do. And people don't discuss that. Like Trey had a bigger mess to clean up down at that school in Durham than TC did. TC at least had an aura left to work with. Trey kind of inherited the mess.
He got it rolling.
Yeah.
Who's your 5?
I got Eddie Robinson. And you're right. I'm just talking FCS. Because Alvin Parker definitely has a debate to be up there too if you count Division II. I do agree there. He has a debate. He should be up there.
Yeah, I would say.
I don't typically agree with the Rams, but I have to agree with the Rams today. He would be up there. Nah, he absolutely would be up there. I'm just wondering when he's going to get a Division I opportunity. That's a whole different discussion, though. What do you think, man? How you feeling about the coaches? I mean, I think those are the 5.
Yeah, I'm sitting here. I really have difficulty disputing that list, honestly.
You know, we know where you're at. We know where you're at. It's all right. I'm gonna give him the peace sign back. That's what I do.
Look, he knows when I fire up the laptop and put my AirPods in what it is. He knows the dates of the show now. So he got to figure out a way to Stan Lee his way and make a cameo appearance by any means necessary.
My son used to make cameo appearance to my streams all the time. All the time. I don't miss that. Let me be clear. I don't miss that.
So, normally, look, at least I'm not double arming it with 2 Holland children today.
I think that's what one of our other co-hosts is currently doing.
Yeah. And I feel his pain. I do.
I don't, and I'm very happy I do not. Y'all can have that. Y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm putting this comment up here, and I want to let folks know to go to him. Don't come to me at this. I'm just putting the comment up. Go to him. All right.
But I'm sitting here like I can't really knock the list.
I mean, it's about the order. Like, as long as it's about the order. Like, you could argue moving Trey up to 2. I don't think you can maybe argue putting TC a little high, up to 3, but it's just hard because of the consistency. Like, if we're going to be talking about not getting it done, like to put T-Jack at 2, like T-Jack has been going to championships every year for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Like he's been in it. Like he's been in it. He came from Division II and just kept that thing, just like Chinnis came from Division II and kept that thing rolling as soon as they got into a Division I opportunity.
Mm-hmm. So I can't really knock the list. Hey, I'm with you on that.
Let's talk about your alma mater, sir.
Oh God.
Why are you saying it like that? So I haven't been, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't really been paying too much attention to what's been going on with the ticket sales at the new venue. So what's going on with the ticket sales at the new venue?
So we were discussing it, and it's going to be like going to a J State home game is my prediction. And look, because they're posting like sections and ticket locations and all that stuff. They're posting it, and they're getting the word out. And I fully expect them to take over that stadium. I'm not even how you do. I don't have any delusions about it. I don't have any sort of preconceived notions or expectations that it's going to be a 50-50 split. None of that. Look, I'll be happy with 60-40. I would be over the moon at 60-40. But I don't say it's probably gonna be more like 70-30. If I'm just that's honestly how I feel.
Have you gotten your tickets yet, Mr. King?
I haven't yet. The only reason I haven't, I am trying to decide if I'm going to attend as a fan or as a media member. That
Why not?
depends on if Junior wants to go, then I need to go on and get my tickets.
Mm.
But he's so sometimey. He might tell me no now, and then the day before he might be like, "Oh, I want to go."
My man said 80-20 JSU. That is so diabolical, man. This is y'all game. Y'all need to be filling these stands up. Your fan base asked for this.
And see, as you know, I don't have a problem with putting us on blast when the time calls. So when we went up to Howard, there was a big thing, like, take over Howard and all this, and then you can't get. There was a thing about getting 10,000 at homecoming, and that you didn't make it. So if you can't get that at homecoming, I don't have the delusions that it's going to be 25,000 TSU fans. You'd have to pick my jaw up off of Broadway if that were to happen. But history shows me that that's not going to be the case. That look, I've never been to the vet, but I guess I'm gonna get that experience. Uh,
I will say this. I went to the vet for when they played Alcorn last year. They got it. They got it. I had a good time, man. So you'll have a blast when you get down there in Jackson next year. I had a blast.
that's my plan to get down there. But and I mean, and we know how they travel, so I mean, they are gonna come down there and show out. And look, maybe we can at least get the dub, so it's not a total loss.
Yeah, y'all better to get something, man. You know, only time you guys scored over 21 points last year was against HBCU, so you better get this dub. It's
That was
imperative.
it. That was it. So I mean, said hopefully, they've been kind of rebuilding the roster because you know how it is when coaches leave. It wasn't a lot there left, and when Coach Barlow came in, so we kind of had to make do with what he had. So now with a full off-season recruiting cycle, um, I think the team will be vastly improved from what we saw last year. So we'll have to see. That it's going to be interesting to kind of to see.
So
There's
this is
both.
a good question. Is this a classic or a home and home? Right now it's a home and home, right?
Well,
Start
on our end, it's yeah,
but typically you guys pick a game to be the John Merritt Classic.
yeah,
But that the John Merritt Classic opponent changes. Like when we went last
yeah,
year, we were the opponent for the John Merritt Classic, right?
yeah.
So I think the answer is home and home. Because this is y'all home game. And next year when you guys go to Jackson, it's gonna be their home game. So
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, yeah. Um, look, I'll be honest. I'm just happy we got them and the Snakes back on the schedule, at least, because those were two games that, I mean, if nothing else, those are two games that should be on the schedule every year. I don't care where they play them. Um, just from an historical standpoint. Um, so look, we've been on the the athletic department at my illustrious alma mater for a variety of reasons. But when it comes to this, they got it right. Getting this together was a feather in their cap.
I mean,
Now,
it
well,
needed to happen. Like,
yeah,
I mean, it was the right decision to get out of the Southern Heritage Classic,
yes,
but you still need to have this game to occur. You know,
absolutely. So I'm glad they were able to work that out, and it's a win-win for everybody. HBCU football is better when these types of games are played and continue to be played.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Now you just got to figure out how you're gonna win some games. You know, figure out how you're gonna win some games. I think Zach McKenna from FCS Football Central had you guys winning, I think 4 or 5 games next year. He represented for Tennessee State and had y'all winning. I think it was 4-8, I believe, 4-8, 5-7.
Let's go with the 5-7. That sounds a lot better than four.
I mean, it's still
just
better
sounds
than
so
last year.
random.
Either one
It
is better
is.
than last year.
Yeah, last year was rough. Last year was.
Yeah, nah, there's a couple folks. Shout out to my man Pooh. Pooh and Ant, they do HBCU hour, and Tennessee State was this week. A&T, I did it for A&T, and HU's Pirate did it for Hampton. I had us at 7-5. Hampton had them at 6-6. And I was like, where are you guys finding these 6 games? But of course, because I went to A&T, I was repping A&T, everybody was looking at my 7-5. And I said, you need to be looking at delusion on the left. Because I don't know how Hampton's going to get the 6 games. I don't know how they're going to get the 6 games.
That remains to be seen. Where are these wins coming from?
They're playing Lynchburg.
Okay.
That's one.
Yeah, that's the Washington Generals of HBCU football.
Yeah, you got them. And then you got they're playing they got Norfolk. I mean, I should be able to win that one.
Probably get that. They probably.
And then they said they can beat Howard, and I'm like, don't know about that one.
It's iffy.
Yeah, that's a hard one. And I think they gave themselves a couple CAA wins, like Sacred Heart and some other ones. And I'm like, yo, like I don't know about this.
That's quite ambitious. 6-6. That's
6-6, man. And the thing is, during the show, we talk about what happened last season, how you feel about this season. They didn't have, let's just say they didn't have a lot of great things to say about the new coach. And I think it's because he's rebuilding. And he's been hushed. So we don't know. We know he can coach. We know Van Malone can coach. Like, I don't think that's a question. You know he can coach. It's just, I guess they weren't impressed with what they saw so far. Edwin, my man, I'm here to let you know. Them 4 money games ain't going to fix the challenges that they're going to have if they join the SWAC. Let's start with getting a new AD first.
Yeah.
Start there. Technically, you guys currently still have an athletic director, so I shouldn't be looking for a new one yet. I'm just amazed that things have not moved yet with that letter that happened in a couple weeks. I'm just pretty amazed.
I said it before. I don't see how he survives. This would be a miracle if he survives this. I don't see how.
I'm like amazed that he's still there after 2 weeks.
Not only that, still giving statements about other stuff. He was because we
But they
just
did say it didn't have nothing to do with his professional, blah blah in the letter. So I guess it's showing that it didn't have anything to do with that.
Bill, I mean, how do you go back into meetings with? How do you? I mean, and I just don't. I don't see a way back. I just don't. And I've always because when it comes to us leaving, I have always maintained my position on this is that I don't see it happening, barring a couple things, something even more cataclysmic happening within the OVC, which I thought we were on the way to with the way
Oh,
they
y'all
were
were close.
hemorrhaging
Oh,
teams.
brother, y'all were close.
I thought it was. Well, I used the Will Smith example, but of us being the last one in there turning the lights off. But I either that or either it would have to be a change in terms of athletic environment or a change within athletic administration, either mindset or bodies. So yeah, it could be headed for one anyway. There's a possibility of that. So I mean, barring that, it's a nice pipe dream at this point, but there's so many things that would have to happen for that to even become a possibility.
I didn't say it was going to fix all their problems, but they would have a bunch more money in the athletic budget with 4 historical rivals on their schedule. You know what would really would help with getting more athletic budget on the schedule? Increased enrollment.
Yeah,
That would probably help more than those 4 historical rivals right now.
yeah. I mean,
That'll probably help a little bit more. Because I think when you take into account the travel costs, being in the SWAC, there are some aspects that are cheaper, but going from Nashville to Texas ain't exactly fun.
it's not a hop, skip, and a jump.
Nah, not at all. But you got,
And
but
like I
just
said,
like a lot of our HBCUs are under attack. But I think we have to take advantage of the moment when it comes to enrollment with everything that's going on. We have to be able to keep growing our enrollment. That's critical.
mm-hmm.
That's critical at this point.
And the fact that it's going down, that's the troubling part.
And the
It's
thing
heading
is
in
with
the wrong.
it's like I didn't want to get into this, but I guess Syracuse University sent out a letter talking about how their budget is depending on a certain enrollment number, and they didn't hit their number, so they're going to have some financial struggles. And we're talking about Syracuse University.
Yeah.
So, the enrollment cliff is a real thing, and a lot of other universities have been operating like this growth was always going to be a thing. So, as HBCUs, we have to be mindful and aware of that.
Mm-hmm. See that's you got to. I know, as they say, athletics is the front door, the porch of your university. But if you don't have anybody in there to stock the shelf, so to speak, and it becomes a moot point. And so, and the funny thing, here's something I've noticed, and we've talked about my day job. And as I'm out delivering, I see, especially the springtime, really like December, January, you see all of these college mailings going out, whether it be to prospective students and then in some cases, actual students. And I see universities from all over. And I think I have seen, matter of fact, it's under 5. And I'm not talking about in schools, number of mailings that I've seen from HBCU. and I deliver to a lot of places.
How many mailings do you think my daughter got when my daughter was going through the college run from HBCUs without us provoking it? How many mailings do you think I got?
Probably less than 5.
One. Howard. It's the only one. I got one. Top 15 in her class. Over 1,300 SAT score. One. Now, when I showed up, yeah, I started getting the flurry. But the thing is, she was getting letters from the University of South Carolina, University of Chicago. Like, she was getting letters from everywhere. Because once those kids register in that can't remember the name of the tool right now. I can't remember. Like, it's basically a tool where you go apply to all these colleges. Once you get registered in that, it ain't just PWIs on that list. There's HBCUs there too.
Mm-hmm.
And the only one I've got, the only one we got without being revoked was Howard. That was it.
And I, like I said, I see it. I still see it, and it hurts me to see because I'm like, we not on it like that. And I mean, I don't want to name specific schools, but it's some. I'm like, dude, I'm sick and tired of seeing. They just constant.
There were schools I didn't know existed sending my daughter letters. Like, so yes, it was Common Core, I think it's called. Yeah, something like that. I couldn't remember it, man. I'm out of the game till my son hits high school, so I can't be remembering all these applications. But I just know we have to do better in making sure we get correspondence to the students. We do a good job keeping their email. I can tell you that. I still get emails from Delaware State and Hampton. I'm getting them things like my daughter goes there. So we're not short on that. One thing I got to give our current school credit. When my daughter got into Hofstra, the emails slowed down significantly. I would get the occasional, just so you know the grades are in, or just so you know this. That was it. Like it kind of, they knew to move it to the student. I mean, I'll say this. I'm curious to know how well HBCUs do in their area too, but it doesn't sound, based on the metric from Tennessee State, it doesn't sound like that's the case either. It's the Common App. That's what it is. It's called the Common App. But that's not the case. That's not the case either. So I just think we need to do a better job in reaching out. Like, I think we need to be able to shoot our shot a little bit more. I mean, we have access to where we need to go. We know which cities we need to hit. You know, we can't always assume word of mouth. We do a pretty good job at it. Don't get me wrong, but we can't just assume that, because if you leave the southern bubble, deep south bubble, and start asking these high school kids like where I'm at, if do they even know black colleges exist, you'd be surprised at the answers that you get. And that's why there's a lot of folks doing that advocacy type of work when it comes to that up here. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of HBCU grads up here, contrary to what people think. There's a lot of us. There's folks who went to Clark, Morehouse, Spelman, Norfolk. I even met somebody from Maryland Eastern Shore that lives in Providence. Wow. They're up here. But, you know, it becomes I got a story about this one too. It becomes a challenge if we're not willing to like be more aggressive when it comes to that. Yeah. There is a common black college app, and I was trying to get my daughter's high school to do this, and they didn't want to pay for it. And the thing about the common black college app, I still think our HBCUs all need to try to get on the regular common app and still do this, because not all the HBCUs are on the common app either. And I think they need to be. Some are, not all of them. I think Tennessee State's up there, Hampton, A&T, Howard. A lot of them are, but not all of them are.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we can't afford to not leave any stone unturned.
No. And the thing is, too, a lot of these black kids, they don't know about us, and they probably would have had us in mind if they did. Like, there was a kid I met when I was recruiting a few years back who went to school in upstate New York. He went to one of the SUNY schools, the State University of New York schools up in Ithaca. And I interviewed him. He didn't know about the school. And I told him he didn't know they existed. And then he said he only knew about Howard. He said he knew about Howard, and it was so expensive. And I said, well, how much you pay to go here? He told me how much he paid. I said, my school's cheaper. Alabama A&M is cheaper. Jackson's cheaper. A lot of the public HBCUs, even out of state, are cheaper than some of the in-state schools up here. Like, so the fact that we're not trying to go up and attack more up here is kind of wild to me. And I know sometimes we bring our classic up to the Northeast, and that helps out. Like, I know recently there were 2 Division II program HBCUs that came up here and played at Harvard, and it was a pretty dang on good crowd. There's a reason why it was a pretty good crowd. There's a lot of us up here. There's a lot of HBCU grads up here. But yeah. But anywho, man, I got to get off my rant about this. And you being the mailman didn't make me happy about what you just said.
It didn't make me. It, like, when I tell you it hurt me to see this, because I'm like, yo, because all of these neighborhoods that I go to, and there's a lot of it's mixed, but there's quite a few of us. And the thing, I see children out playing. I see, and what that says, those are prospective students. That's what that says to me. Or you'll see, class of 26, class of 27, and I'm delivering all these collegiate mailings, and I'm like, it's none of us. It's some of the regional schools. It's Big South schools. It's CAA schools. Conference USA schools.
She got a lot of letters from Villanova, man.
I mean, I see Big East schools, ACC. I see all. And I'm like, yo. When I see one, I'm like, wow. To the point it grabs me, but it's like, this is, and you think about it now with everything that's been going on, the profile, of HBCUs, at least, even though there's a lot of people, like I said, that still haven't heard of, from a whether it be the Chris Paul Classic and all of these different events, the brand of the HBCU is out there more than ever. So it would behoove our institutions to capitalize on that as much as possible. Yeah, we want the 4 and 5 star running back and quarterback and point guard, but we need to look at the 5-star engineering student, the 4-star pre-med, and all of these folks, because as we know, once they matriculate, they become donors. They have children who, potentially become next generation students. So yeah, it just hurts me to at least see it from that standpoint, from what I see. And because I know that the opportunity is so vast in terms of student share, and we're leaving a lot out there, because like you just alluded to, if students know, there's a lot they just don't, they hadn't heard about it, which is crazy in 20 in this time space, which is crazy, but that's still the case. And that is something.
If you ain't got a parent that knows about them to teach them, it's hard, man. Because even with my daughter, right? Like, my daughter knew, like, she had no choice but to know around my house. So my daughter knew, but like her friends, not like that. Not until they met me. They didn't know. So you gotta take all that into account. Yeah. Listen, Edwin, same man. Like my daughter was getting money thrown at her at schools I never heard of. Like I learned about Assumption University. Like and it's an hour up the street. Never heard of it. Never passed it by. Had no clue. But they offered her more money than any HBCU did.
Yep.
She didn't end up going there, but the point still stands. Like it's
I
just
remember. Look, I remember when I was going through my process at that time. There was a school. What was it? The University of Washington in St. Louis, I think. I think that's
yes.
what the school was called. Man, you talking about putting on a full court press. I mean, letters. I mean, like I said, they was offering stuff. And I started off going to a PWI because my mom worked there, so I had tuition remission. So when I looking at the numbers, I'm like, it's still cheaper for me to go here than it would be. But yeah, the few HBCUs that did, I mean, I had pretty good grades. I couldn't. I think I had a. I mean, I was an honor student. I think I made a 27 on the ACT or something like that. 26,
Oh, yeah,
27.
you in much better shape than me.
And even then, I mean, like I said, the calls weren't coming or not the calls, but the letters and whatnot. It was a lot of HWCs and whatnot. So I mean, that's an area that we definitely have to get better in.
Nah, I didn't get many letters. My grades were not good. I didn't get many letters at all.
I would have. And I said, growing up in Albany, I was around it. I would have went. Just I'm like, somebody take me, anybody. But I said I found my way there because I actively searched it out. But not everybody's going to do that.
A lot of kids ain't doing that. They're not anymore. That's how I found A&T. Not anymore, man. They ain't doing that. That was if they don't know, they don't know, and they're not as intrigued as they're not as curious. They're gonna go with what they know, and if it ain't went mentioned.
And okay, look, I got to say this since we on this, and this might make some folks upset, but that don't bother me. If whether you are a parent, an uncle, a grandparent, or whatever that went to a PWI and you love, please don't. And you have a approaching a rising senior and junior that's starting that collegiate process, just because you may not have the highest perception of HBCU, don't down talk them to your younger family members, because I see that a lot, and that talks a lot of. They don't even want to look at it because of what Uncle Joe said or what Aunt Georgette said or whatever. And so,
Man,
please don't do that. Let them discover it. The same way you would talk up Syracuse or UNCG or whatever. Keep that same energy for talking up an HBCU, because, and I can say this, I've seen both worlds, having went to both. And I still have friends from there, but it's completely different. And the experience that I got there, how you how you learn about yourself, wouldn't trade it for the world. You can't put a price on it. Though Sally Mae does, you can't.
you ain't lying. My daughter gonna figure that out too. But all right, we gotta close.
Yes.
Just to FYI to everybody, there will be no show next week, as I'm picking up my daughter from Germany. I'm picking up my daughter from the airport next week. She's coming back from Germany next week around the same time, so there will be no show next week. And I gotta remember to let Dr. Cavil know. So thank you for listening to Dr. Cavil's Inside HBCU Sports Lab. Make sure you share our podcast with your friends in college. I am David L. Rhodes with my host Brandon King, with my co-host Brandon King. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at champd1012, and check out sneakershoptalk.com. We got a lot of things going on. WNBA is going to 50 games. He covers all the great sneakers. I saw that you sent me that message with the A&T sneaks that I probably cannot afford to get a swap. But there are a lot of folks be doing that because of G-Ho, so we'll see. Make sure you follow Dr. Kenyatta Cavil on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Inside the HBCU Sports Lab 1 on Facebook and inside the HBCU Sports Lab on YouTube. Dream big and continue to move forward. We'll talk to you soon. Brandon.
Of course.
Lecture. Dismiss. Y'all have a good one, guys.